Opinion: young people don't watch linear TV. It's a narrative we've heard rolled out time and again, but one that rings no truer than now, when it was announced the Spinoff TV, a show we held up as a savior of youthful social commentary. I was working for a news show at MediaWorks when the show was first announced in late 2017. A vague press release arrived one afternoon saying NZ On Air had granted funding for a mysterious collaboration between 3 and the Spinoff website. The office immediately went into a geeky news frenzy as we speculated, gossiped, and felt hope for a future of TV that existed beyond the never-ending Jono. The Spinoff meets TV on TV. What could go wrong? News Hub head of news Hal Crawford said. Ratings, apparently. What we're now learning, after just 4 half-hour episodes, is that not only are we failing to tune in, even if we did, it still wouldn't be enough to justify the show being a part of 3's much-coveted Friday night comedy lineup. In retrospect, it seems naive to have thought we could do it in the first place. To seriously think that the same people who religiously watch 7 Days would stick around to watch a show many of them might describe as PC gone mad. How ridiculous is that? Team 7 Days will be heading for TVNZ2's Naked Attraction with more pace than a Nissan Skyline chasing green lights the second they realize there's not a Jeremy Corbett-esque star in sight. When the Spinoff TV launched on June 22, left-wing media Twitter blew up. Everyone who's anyone had nothing but warm words of congratulations for the team and its hosts. Out in the real world, it was tumbleweeds. No one I went to school with in suburban North Canterbury had said boo. My tradie brother had spent the night drinking spates and watching a bogan 4WD show, and a close friend who lives in an East Auckland bubble couldn't understand what I was rabbiting on about. Now, these people might pass by the Spinoff website from time to time, but they aren't the kind of readers to follow them to the telly. The media folk, the students and the culturally minded were never going to be there with the regularity of a middle-aged, middle New Zealand viewer. The ones they needed were always going to be out socializing, working odd hours, or binge-watching Gilmore Girls for the 15th time in as many years, simply because they can. For those struggling to imagine a world where viewing habits aren't built around free-to-air television, and where young people aren't tuning into their favorite show come Friday night, here's how it works. I didn't live in a flat with a communal TV until I was 21. When someone did get a hand-me-down from their weird uncle in Island Bay, we didn't bother connecting it to Freeview because we didn't know how, nor did we care. If the HDMI cable fits, what more could 620-somethings need? Sure, you can stream live telly from your computer, but why would you watch live TV with ads when you could watch literally anything else via TVNZ On Demand, 3Now, YouTube or on a subscription streaming site? Handmaid's Tale, Love Island UK, Love Island O, Carpool Karaoke, Stranger Things, Game of Thrones, The Office and so on and so forth. News. We get that from the internet during the day, probably while we're at work, and probably from the Spinoff's website, the Spinoff TV. We'll get that during the week too, when it's uploaded to their Facebook page, and probably still while we're parked up at work or killing time in the uni library. Both MediaWorks and the Spinoff were clear from the outset that the show was designed to be consumed both online and on linear television, with NZ On Air describing it as a fusion of digital content and television, in which a group of podcasters, YouTubers, stand-up comics and online reporters process New Zealand media and public life, both online and in weekly package for 3, with last week's half-hour episode proving that subscription supplements are a joke, flawlessly roasting the Block NZ, educating on the history of the N-word, detailing the Auckland Blues' fall from grace, and dragging us all for buying kombucha. The Spinoff have well and truly held up on their end of the deal. Don't know a young person who wouldn't want to watch that. It's MediaWorks who lacked faith. If they truly wanted the masses to watch, they would have taken a real risk. Frame it as the project but for young people. Run in midweek. Hell, push just one episode of the block back by half an hour if you're feeling really wild. I can hear you laughing at such a proposition from here, and I too agree that on no planet would it ever happen. It just seems the only way the show could have been given any real shot at thriving in a market where its target demographic is largely absent. But then again, who am I kidding? I'm 23. I'm never going to watch proper TV, and neither will my peers. I'll see you all in the Facebook comments next week, when I finally join the conversation. 4 days late, killing time at my desk on next Tuesday. Kate Robertson is both a former contributor to the spin-off and a former employee of MediaWorks. Stuff promoted, stories recommended by